George Russell, it's great to see you back here in Miami. Hectic week, back-to-back weekends with races, long travel. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I mean, we're doing what we love, obviously, and everybody in this paddock is, but back to back, Baku, Miami is, 8-hour time difference. I think 14-hour flight, pretty heavy.
Did you get to pop home for a bit?
Yeah, I went home. So kind of on the way. 2 nights in my own bed.
Nice.
Makes a big difference when you're away from home for 250 days a year. So
Who's counting?
I'm counting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the 5th race of the season, which testing I'm sure feels like ages ago at this point. How would you maybe describe the progress the team has made thus far?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's been a lot of lessons we've learned on these opening 4 races. I think we do understand where the car operates best, but ultimately we're not as fast as we should be and want to be. And we've got a lot of ground to catch up with Red Bull. It's pretty impressive to see what they've done. They've got some trick bits on their car, and the results are showing with them. But if they weren't here, it would have been a pretty exciting season, because ourselves, Ferrari and Aston Martin, it's a pretty good fight at the moment. We're so close in performance. 1 week it can go either way. So that's what Formula One should be about.
What's it been like competing against Red Bull? Is it somewhat frustrating? Is it more so out of admiration for the car that they put together?
I mean, you have to respect the job they've done. They've ultimately done a better job than the rest. And as I said, the results are showing that. We've got a lot of work to catch up. But I think the progress that you're seeing Aston Martin make, for example, shows it is possible to make big leaps. So that's what we're looking to achieve sooner than later. But Red Bull are just in a league of their own at the moment. They look so solid, and it's a bit of a shame for all involved. But I don't really know, to be honest.
Motivating though, nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure, it's motivating. We need to do better, and we got a taste of victory last year, and we want to taste that champagne again and again, and that's what's motivating all of us. Not just myself and Lewis, but 2,000 people back at the factory, building the car, building the engine. We're fighting like hell to get back there.
Do you see differences in yourself as a person or as a driver from year 2 to year 1?
No, I think naturally developing as a driver, as a person. The sort of landscape of Formula One has changed a lot in the last few years. So dealing with that on a personal level, when I think most people within Formula One are recognised all over the world now, and that's something you just need to get used to. When you go to these races, there's so many fans, so many supporters, which is great. When you're away, if you're on holiday or in between races, everybody recognises you, which is amazing to see where Formula One is at the moment. But from my side, I just want to win. I'm fighting like hell to try and get back there. And as I said, as a team, this is what we're chasing.
You mentioned the notoriety. Was there a moment where you were on holiday or you were out and about, maybe going to the grocery or something just frivolous, where somebody noticed you and you thought, oh wow, like my career has taken off, my notoriety has started to take off and pick up?
I think it may have been, I went on holiday to the Caribbean once, and I got to passport control, and before I even gave my passport to the chap behind the desk, he said, "How you doing, George?"
Oh, wow.
So that was probably, I was kind of other side of the world. That's
pretty cool.
But yeah, it's quite surreal, because I still feel like the same guy that I was 10 years ago. I'm just doing what I love, that's racing, and I still feel humble and grounded. I don't feel like I don't think I'm famous, for example. I just think I'm just a normal guy. But then when you do get people recognise you, I have to sort of remind myself that I am in Formula One, and obviously Formula One's in the best place it's ever been. So you just kind of need to be aware of that.
Is that how you are naturally, or is that because of the people you surround yourself with?
I think I'm fortunate to be surrounded by really great people. My friends, my family, my girlfriend, but also with Toto and the team. They've, I've obviously been a part of Mercedes as a junior driver for, I can't remember when I joined now, 2016, and they sort of taught me the ropes, allowed me to understand what this sport's about, and I've never really been thrown in at the deep end, whether that's a good thing or not. I'm not too sure. But it's sort of been step by step, which definitely in ways is great. But I wanna climb the stairs two or
Sure.
three at a time, and at the moment it's one step at a time. But it'll come.
Yeah, no doubt it will. Being back in Miami for the second race here, what memories do you have of last year, and what did you make of the race a season ago?
Yeah, it was chaos last year. I remember being in this paddock and not being able to move because there were so many
Hey,
people.
I need to get to the garage.
Yeah.
Kind of important here.
Yeah, I remember actually we had a few celebrities in our hospitality, and I'm not going to name names, but full-on A-listers. And when Michelle Obama and her security detail arrived, they had to kick out the celebrities, and Michelle Obama's here now. So that was quite a quite a funny moment. But it was a great race here last year, exciting race. We had a good result, and excited to see what Miami brings this year.
Yeah. Much has been made, obviously, about the shortened DRS zones. What are your expectations for this weekend here at this track?
Yeah, I think they've resurfaced the track here, which in our world makes such a big difference because the thing connecting us to the ground is the tyres, and if that surface is changed, everything changes. So we need to learn how that's going to be. It's so hot out there at the moment. That tarmac, when we race in Europe, we measure the temperature of a tarmac in Celsius, and it's normally between 25 and 40. Here it's 60 degrees Celsius, so it's you could fry an egg on the ground probably if you wanted to.
Would you eat it?
No. So those tyres are going to be burning, when we drive around full gas. So that can make it exciting. If there's more than one pit stop, the tyres are dropping off because they're getting too hot, and that's what will make it a fun race.
I have to ask you, Lawrence Edmondson did a hot lap with you. How did he do? Was he squealing at all?
He was squealing
nervous?
a little bit. He was definitely squealing a little bit. He actually got the best lap because he was my last lap, so my tyres were absolutely destroyed because I was drifting everywhere. So with Lawrence, I managed to drift a little bit extra. We had a really nice drift out the last corner, all around the next left-hander as well. I think he enjoyed it.
He's going to be talking about that all season long. You
Brilliant.
made his year. Awesome. Best of luck this weekend. We really appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.